What's up, boys? Here's everything you need to know from the 1.5 update patch notes. So first of all, Merlin will be coming and she'll be available June 4th till June 24th. So you'll have the usual 3 weeks in order to summon her. You'll also get her signature weapon banner, and this is where you'll get her outfit as well. Daisy will also be dropping alongside her, and her costume banner will also be available as well. And this banner will actually proceed from where you left off. So if you happen to be on number 3 or number 4 rolls into it, it will pick up from there. But that is only the costume banner, not the SSR banner. Very important distinction. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, I recommend that you guys pull for Daisy, but you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you'd like. We're also getting the Update Celebration check-in event. This will be available until June 15th, and here are all the rewards that you're going to be getting. The Taranis Raid will also be available as soon as you finish Act 14, Episode 49, A Common Goal. You can only get rewards from this raid twice a week, and you'll be using a new key called Mystic Keys. You'll get 2 of these a week, and you'll be able to use both of them per week for this raid. In order to do the raid, you will have to be world level 4, however, and the raid is only available on Abyss. When you clear Taranis for the first time, you will get 1000 star fragments for first time clear, and mystic tokens as well for the first time clear. Mystic tokens can be used to buy items from the shop, including our first set of free-to-play skins. Everything in the shop except for the skins will be resetting monthly. Speaking of Act 14, Act 14 will be dropping with this update as well, along with the new zone, Sealed Sanctuary. Next, Hell and Abyss will be added to our esteemed Golem. He will be weak to fire and darkness, and drop a new armor set called the Ferocious set. That these sets will be needed for the new engravings coming for all of these characters. Malachite ore will be dropping in this new zone, the Sealed Sanctuary. It's going to be basically Sunstone 2.0. It even has this neat little thing called Malachite alloy. It's essentially Sunstone, just green. Along with the SSR Magic Crystal Shard recipe. It is 15 SR Magic Crystal Shards for 1 SSR Magic Crystal Shard. So as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I do not recommend using this recipe. It is most likely going to get much better in the future, so I wouldn't waste your resources. We're also going to be able to craft Merlin's book and the new Ferocious set. There's also some star Crystalloid changes. The biggest one being if you already have a character that's 10 star and you get their master potential up, you will now get Star Trace Crystalloids for it. As well as you will now get Star Trace Crystalloids for the 120th guaranteed draw. First Minds and Spider Dungeons are leaving the dungeon pool to be revamped into raids in the future. The rewards for those dungeons will be put into the boss challenge category, and we will not be losing any loot for this. We will just get double loot from bosses because we will get the boss loot and the dungeon loot at the same time for less keys than usual. Elite monsters no longer need keys in order for you to farm their masteries, so that's really good for our box CC. Speaking of keys, when you use keys, you now have an option to use 2 times the keys to get 2 times the rewards. Regular equipment can now be used alongside engraved equipment. All of the regular equipment has been nerfed very slightly in order to compensate for the new power they're going to be able to gain. However, it will still be an overall damage buff for everybody. The one exception to this rule being the Mad Miners set, hitting the biggest nerfs I've seen for any of the equipments thus far, so rip Mad Miners, it was a good run. Next, we have that while doing an Abyss boss and not using the recommended elements, it says that the boss's elemental resistances and damage will be adjusted. We don't really know what this means. It's safe to assume it's going to be lowered, but take that with a grain of salt. We don't actually know what that means, so we'll have to wait and see. It also looks like we are going to be getting our jumping speed back with our mounts, as this change suggests. So if that is true, huge W from the devs. Big change, big love. Daisy's potential 6 will also be buffed in this patch because of the mistranslation, so now she will also additionally decrease crit defense by 15% with normal attacks. And finally, here are the rewards from the shop for the Taranis Raid. And lastly, what we really wanted from this was the Gluttonous weapon changes, so we could see if Gluttonous Longsword was going to be better than Black Flame Wings Longsword from Meliodas, but sadly, it looks like that is not here, so we are just going to have to wait until the patch drops to see what the actual changes and percentages are going to be for all the weapons, unfortunately. And that is everything you need to know for patch 1.5 coming on June 4th. See you guys then.